Welcome to the Hair to Tech podcast. I am your host, Amber,
And I'm Jen.
the voice in the cloud, and this is our awesome guest, Ronda. Thank you so much for being here, Ronda. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, please?
Well, I am originally from Utah because I was born and raised here.
Okay.
I I do work. I have a business, but I also work full time.
Okay.
And in my full time business, I am a computer. Excuse me. I'm an IT specialist and I work for the U.S. government. So, and then I have my business on the side, which that prompted me into going, into doing web designing and that, and into technology.
That's,
So both of them are kind of going hand in hand with each other.
yeah,
And so I've been doing I've been doing my business for like 10 plus years.
that's amazing.
So I really like what I do.
Yeah.
And that because things change more and more every day when it comes to technology.
Yeah. I didn't know that you were in IT also. That's like another layer of how awesome you are, and even more excited to talk to you now. I love it.
Yes.
Right on.
Yep.
So you've been doing your business as well as IT for 10 years, you said?
Yeah, I've been in the government for a little longer than that, but I started both of them kind of like around the same time because I moved up into a different department in the agency that I am because that's what I wanted to do is if I was going to go to school and learn about technology and learn about the networking and programming, then I might as well go into that department where I want to be able to work at, because I think learning from that, what I'm learning in in my work, it reflects into my business because you're learning about security, you're learning what it is to be able to take care of your clients' websites, not just from the front end but from the back end and that stuff. So I know how to do the networking part as well as the designing part.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I love it. That's so cool. Well, we'll just jump right into questions. Can you see Jen on your screen? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the upper left hand, my
Perfect.
upper left hand corner. Yeah.
Awesome. She's on an audit right now. So this is how beautiful tech is, that we can still do this. I love it. It's just like, oh, okay, just change things a little bit and we can still make this happen and communicate. And it's awesome. Yay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yay. Okay. So I know you already kind of answered this, but just a little bit more in depth. How did you originally get started and interested in tech?
Well, okay. One day because my husband was in the military, and I had asked, I wanted to, something to be a hobby to do. So I asked, one day, could you get me a computer for my birthday? And he asked, and that's what I asked for. And so from then on, I started, uh, learning, self teaching myself how to be able to um, take care of my computer, take it apart, put it back together, and it got to that point where I said, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to school, and I went to school. Family members are asking me, to help them with their computers. What type of computer should I get? So if they're wanting a new computer, they call me and ask me, and I'll tell them exactly because they know that to me, in my family, I'm considered the computer geek because of all the equipment that I have down here in my office, and I'm just into technology. And so I decided, you know, um, it's not that I don't like designing in the back end, but I prefer the front end of the work because um, of making things work, making things look pretty, or, you know, I don't know. I love graphics, you know, to be able to see how it works, how everything works. And so I decided, okay, well, doing this, I can be able to help other entrepreneurs build their online business by creating by creating a website for them to be able to have an online presence. And so I've been doing, it's been slow, but it's getting to where I really like it, because when I first started, you didn't have all the help that you get now, or all the information, because people are always wanting to hoard in that information. They're not willing to give it to you, or they're not willing to share it
Mm-hmm.
and that stuff. And now people are willing to share their information, and they're willing to help you out to be able to get to where you need to be.
Right.
And that's
Rhonda, I had absolutely the same experience as you with that early on in my career. Other people in IT did not want to share that information at all.
no.
But it's so encouraging that that attitude has really started to shift, especially in the last 5 years, maybe 10, mostly this last 5 years. That
Yeah,
really
it has been the last 5 years. It's been the last 5 years that people are starting to share.
Yeah.
And
have you found starting to share, is that like on one specific platform or just across the board? There seems to be this all of a sudden abundance of information that's accessible.
it is, I think it's a lot of things, because people are wanting to be able to not just share about technology, but about marketing, how to build your business. And now, how do you say, with the way we are in the world today, technology is taking over what a brick and mortar, you can go to a brick and mortar store and get.
Right.
And people are putting more of their information online because they want it they want it fast. And they're not wanting to wait until the store opens the next day and that stuff. So people want that information fast. So you're able to see the stuff online faster. You're able to go to your an online store and get what you're wanting, and or whatever information that you're needing when it comes to your business. You're able to get it, and it's just coming a lot faster than what we thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if you experienced this as well, but I found that especially early in my career, a lot of people treated IT and security like this is this special thing that I want to be part of, but it's my club and I don't want you to be part of the club.
Yeah.
So running into that from other people who are already in the field. But that's really shifted. I think that there's a big recognition now that IT and security especially, we have a shortage of people. And so people aren't so worried about keeping their jobs. They're more, we're kind of all in this together, and here's the information I know. Let's all, pitch in and bring more people into the space.
Yeah.
Is that what you experienced as well?
Yeah, I did. And it's like there's a lady that I follow, and she's not in this industry, but she is like, if you someone asked her why are you sharing all of your secrets when it comes to your business, she says, well, what am I going to do with it when I'm dead? She says, not everyone can do what I do, so why not share it? Why not share that information so they can be able to expand their business and be able to do what they need to do? But when you started and when I started, it was very hard to be able to find someone to be able to that is in the same industry that is me, that's willing to share their information or willing to help. And so that's why I end up doing most of it on my own, because even though you go to school and learn these things, you don't learn everything in that. And when it comes to designing and the way you want to design, you have to learn from someone else who already knows how to do that. And then, like I said, it has been the last 5 years, people are willing to share their information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That means even if it costs you to get the information from them, they're willing to share it, or they're willing to have a course and teaching you how to do it.
Right.
Right.
It seems like from what I've seen, just gathering information about learning and even in all things, it's all theory until you're actually applying the practical knowledge. So like, yes, going to school or taking a course or bookwork or whatever. It's all theory until you're actually in there trying and doing the things. So, Rhonda, currently I'm in a position where I get to set up what my day looks like, and I can structure my appointments and set things up according to how much time they take. So, as I'm getting ready to shift into a different career, I think it's important to be realistic with myself about what a typical day looks like in another role. Can you explain to us what a typical day looks like for you within your IT job and your web development business?
Hey, now with you, when it comes to a web design, I'll tell you on the web design part, because having with my regular job, that is just like that's out there. What it is, because soon I want to be able to transfer into that part too, where I'm just taking for myself. I'm for myself.
Sure.
And what I hear from and what I know from other web designers is that, for one thing, you have to be able to set boundaries when it comes to your clients.
Yes.
And you have to be able, and you can't have your clients calling you or every hour, minute of the hour. You have to be able to set those boundaries. And so these are the things that I just said I'm learning with these last 5 years, because I didn't set those boundaries. And my clients were calling me all the time. And they were texting me and saying, Rhonda, can you do this? Rhonda, can you do that? And I'm talking, even though I'm on my full-time job, they're asking me this. So I was like, okay, we gotta stop right here, because I can't have you calling me on my full-time job to do this. So this is where you have to set boundaries, and where you say, okay, this is the time when you can call me. If you need something, send me an email. Once I'm able to get back to you, I will get back to you. And that's when it comes to doing projects and that stuff. If you're doing a project for someone and they're saying, okay, well, could you change this, or could you do this? This is when you have to say, okay, no, because we decided on this, when you can call that, when we can do this, because then it's getting where they're not being charged for what charged for it.
Right.
And so that's on your time. So, and you have to let those customers know, okay, well, you're going to ask me these questions, or we're going to have to go so in depth in it. Then this is when I'm going to start charging.
Right.
Because it could be 20 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour that person is asking you to make changes for whatever you're doing for them.
Right.
So that's what you have to do. It's setting your boundaries. And I'm, as long as I've been doing this, I'm like learning this. And it's like, because I hear just the other web designers saying, we set boundaries for what we do when it comes to our client. And we do it right off the bat, because if we don't, they're going to sit here and they're going to call us in all hours of the day, or they're going to call us on the days that we don't work for us to do something for them.
Yeah.
So you have to set your boundaries.
I have definitely learned that the hard way also. Like a friend that's like, I work till like 8 and I want to do this big color change. And like young stylist Amber was like, oh yeah, I just want to do it because you're my friend, da da da. And then at 2:30 in the morning, we're finally leaving the salon. I'm like, never again. Why did I agree to do this? It's not fun anymore.
No.
It's not fun. And at first I felt bad, but it's like, no, the only person I'm hurting here is me, because I'm not willing to have that uncomfortable conversation of this is what you can expect from me, and especially if you want me to function at my best and deliver the best product to you.
You have to do this even as not even as a web designer, as a business person.
Yeah.
There's boundaries that you have to set, because there's times that you want to be able to spend with your family. If you can't spend your time with your family, you're working for your customers. And even if you are working, your customers don't need to know that you're working.
Right.
You still set those boundaries. Say, okay, this is when we talk and what you need. and then I'm off the clock.
Right. For sure. For sure. That those extra few minutes can add up so quickly.
Yeah.
So let's see. Do you have any good recommendations for finding like or things to look for when you're finding a company that feels like a good fit to work for or people to work for if you're working with an organization or a larger company as opposed to being self-employed?
Well, when it comes to, well, for me, I when it comes to working for or someone hires me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to be able to connect with that customer. And if I feel if you know you feel in your gut that doesn't feel right, and you know if you just know it's just nagging at you that it's not person is not gonna be the right fit for you, then that is it's not gonna work. And I just and I know it. And and before I used to just okay, well I'm just gonna do it. I can deal with it. And then I was like I can't do this anymore because it just makes me crazy. And so there's a couple of clients that I had to fire because it's like, I can't. I said, when I work with customers, we have to be able to connect and be able to, and you have to be me not just willing to listen to you, but you have to be willing to listen to me. And we have to be, um, uh, when we talk with each other, when it comes to your website, we have to be able to collaborate in that and know that when I any information any tips that I may give you or that you don't take it personally if something
Right.
doesn't sound right, if it did, and because your friend says something or someone else says something, well you should do it this way,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just thinking in your head, okay, well maybe you should have that friend do it,
Right.
you know.
Seriously. I feel like, Jen, this is something that we've probably talked about in your appointments over the years is like, there's this idea that because people are paying you, that you just have to go for it. Like, you just have to do whatever they want, that you aren't able to set boundaries. It's like we have to
Right.
train our clients like just because you're giving me money doesn't mean it's okay to
Exactly.
do
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
That
and I think Rhonda's advice about it, about setting boundaries, and then also about following your gut with
yeah,
customers.
yeah,
Because do you remember when you used to have customers that did not make you happy, and you're like, well, but they've been longtime customers, and I have to do these things, and then when you finally got over that, you were like, oh, life is so much better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and this relief comes off of you. This relief comes off. It's like, oh my gosh. But I knew that they was going to pay me a lot, but it's not worth the money.
Right. What is the
yeah,
real cost of
Yeah.
that?
yeah,
Because you can't get that time back. You can't get that like,
Mm-mm.
that anxious and agonizing feeling of like, oh no, we have a meeting coming up. Oh,
Yeah, and it's like you're not wanting to. It's like I'm good.
yeah. That's why
yeah,
I stopped doing weddings because of that. I could not sleep for like the week before leading up to it. I'm like, no, the money is not worth the wedding.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
And even when you're working for a company like I'm doing, I
Hmm.
have customers that I straight up don't like, and I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. So my thing is like, hey, I'll give them to another auditor because I know somebody who has a personality that will fit with you, right? And so
Right.
even if you go work with a company and you run into these personalities, I'm not saying that you should try and escape every uncomfortable situation, but
Right.
I'm saying that there are ways that you can work in any job um, to maximize the people that you really like and that
Hmm.
you really gel with, and to minimize the effects of the people that maybe are not as great for your mental health.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. That, and even even with my regular job, um, we don't deal with people that are outside our agency. Well, I can say outside our agency. I deal with more people inside my agency and around the surrounding agencies. And as long as I don't have to see them every day, I'm good. But
Hmm.
even with the people that I work with, I mean, we try. We have a good rapport, and the ones that we just don't. we don't talk. We don't, we talk to the point where we have to do what we got to do, and then that's it. But
Right.
like I said, when it comes to your business and that stuff, when it comes to having your clients, you want to be able to have clients that you can be able to work with, and knowing that when those clients know that you're going to give them 100% when it comes to your business, when it comes to the work that you do, because in return they're going to do something for you, and that's referring you to someone else.
Right.
And saying, okay, Amber, she is so good when it comes to, designing and that stuff, and listening to what my needs are when it comes to my business and that stuff. And she's not trying to just make that money and then go on about her business. She's truly a person that I can be able to talk to, and she's going to listen to.
Right.
And that's the kind of clients that you want to have, because again, when you give, they're going to give right back to you, and that means that they can give you referrals to other clients.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. There's so much good nuggets in here that I feel like in business it's so applicable to life also, like who we let in, how much we let them in, all of that. It's okay to say no and all of that. But that wraps up my questions. Rhonda, thank you so much for being here. We will we will direct people to your website. I will shout out your name from the rooftops, because I love supporting women, especially badass women like yourself that are like doing all the things. And I just thank you so much for being here. I just want to see your business grow and succeed and all of that. Yeah.
And I will do the same for you ladies, the same way.
Thank you.
I like to be able to support other female entrepreneurs too, in that, because I think that is so important for us to be able to help each other out.
Yes, 100%. Cool.
Right.
Thank you.
It was so nice to meet you. Thanks, Rhonda.
It's nice to meet you too, ladies, too.
Yes.
You guys have a good evening.
You too.
Right,
Thank you so
bye-bye.
much. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. All right. That was awesome. I love it.
Yes. You keep finding such amazing people to talk to.
I mean, she's my first one. You found all of the amazing
other ones
people.
coming up. I've seen the roster.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to more. But that was like, I did not realize that she was in IT and did web design. I just thought she did web design. I was like, hell yeah, she's awesome. But IT on top of that, like, that's even better. And I love that she does
cool.
back end and front end, so she knows how to like really in-depth, full scope help her clients. I think that's awesome. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yes, I love that. Web developer, that's what first started me on this journey, was like, am I going to go to a coding boot camp? Is this the next step? I mean, you never know what could happen down the road, but yeah, cool. Well, thank you for joining. I'm like, thanks for joining us in your own studio.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm not in Indiana. Actually, I am not sorry.
Don't say you're sorry.
I love traveling for work. I am so happy that I'm back on the road again, even in a limited way. And I hope that this continues. But I'm glad that you were in the studio with my cute dog. I saw that in the background.
Yes. All the cute animals. I love it. But this is what's so cool. Like, I think this just adds to the element of this podcast channel. Everything is like, we are able to do this, and you are doing your thing. You are in your role, and we're still able to make this work. Like, that's the beauty of technology.
Technology is kind of awesome.
It's rad when you start to understand it, instead of like, why is that number doing the things? What does that iPop thing mean? I don't know what that means. Yes, but cool. Well, thank you again so much. Thank you so much for watching and joining us. We will have more awesome guests in the future. And subscribe to the channel, hang out with us on LinkedIn and Instagram. We have a good time and we keep things fun.
Right.
Hair to Tech Podcast. I am Amber.
And I am Jen.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
See you.